Hello, it's me, the ukulele teacher, here to teach you how to play Killer Queen by the one, the only Queen. So, grab your uke. Make sure it's in tune, and if you need help tuning your uke, then you can either download my free app, the Ukulele app, or you can use a clip-on tuner like the one that comes with my Ukulele Teacher Starter Kit, available now from rivalworld.com and certain branches of Macy's. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and play you through a bit of the song to give you a rough idea of how it should sound when you've learned it. So while I'm doing that, why don't you go ahead and leave me a comment letting me know what song you want to learn next, and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more lessons like this one. She keeps a Moet and Chandon in her pretty cabinet, let them eat cake, she says, just like Mary Antoinette. A built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy, and anytime an invitation you can't decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well-versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice, she's a killer queen. Gunpowder gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind anytime. Recommended at the price, insatiable in appetite, wanna try. These are the chords that you'll need for the song. If you already know them, then skip ahead now. To play the chord of C minor, bar the first, second and third strings on the third fret with your first finger. That means you push down on all three strings at the same time with one finger. And the chord of C minor should sound like this. To play the chord of B flat 7, bar the whole of the first fret with your first finger and add your second finger to the second fret of the third string. And the chord of B flat 7 should sound like this. Now there are a lot of bar chords in this song, so if you think you're going to need a bit of extra help with them, then make sure you check out my video first on how to play them. It'll give you a couple of extra handy hints and tips to make it just a little bit easier for you. To play the chord of E flat, put your first finger on the first fret of the first string, your second finger on the third fret of the third string, and your third finger on the third fret of the second string. And the chord of E flat should sound like this. To play the chord of G minor, keep that E flat shape, but just slide your second finger back to the second fret of the third string. And the chord of G minor should sound like this. To play the chord of E flat 7, bar the whole of the third fret with your first finger, and add your second finger to the fourth fret of the first string. And the chord of E flat 7 should sound like this. To play the chord of A flat, take your normal G shape, but slide the whole thing up one fret, like this. Then, if you can stretch over and put your fourth finger on the fifth fret of the fourth string, do so. If you can't, then don't worry about it too much, but just play those top three strings, and it'll sound almost the same. And the chord of A flat should sound like this. Now there's a couple of different ways to play the chord of A flat minor, but personally, because the chord changes are so quick in this song, I find the easiest way is to just slide that G minor shape up one fret, and don't play the fourth string. And the chord of A flat minor should sound like this. To play the chord of G7, just take that regular G shape and turn that upside down. Put your first finger on the first fret of the second string, your second finger on the second fret of the third string, and your third finger on the second fret of the first string. And the chord of G7 should sound like this. To play the chord of D7, just take that E flat 7 shape and slide the whole thing down one fret. And D7 should sound like this. To play the chord of F7, put your first finger on the first fret of the second string, and your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string. Then add your third finger to the third fret of the third string, and your fourth finger to the third fret of the first string. And the chord of F7 should sound like this. To play the chord of F, just take off your third and fourth fingers, and the chord of F should sound like this. And to play the chord of D minor, keep that F shape, but this time add your third finger to the second fret of the third string, and the chord of D minor should sound like this. To play the chord of C, put your third finger on the third fret of the first string, and the chord of C should sound like this. And to play the chord of B flat, just take that B flat 7 shape, but this time add your third finger to the third fret of the 4th string. And the chord of B flat should sound like this. And finally, to play the chord of A, just put your first finger on the first fret of the third string and your second finger on the second fret of the fourth string. And the chord of A should sound like this. Now for this song, all the way through, I use the ukulele to emulate or imitate the staccato piano chords that they play. So instead of strumming as such, I'm just kind of plucking the chords like this. To do that, I just put my thumb above the fourth string and my first, second and third fingers beneath the third, second and first strings. And I just pull them all together at the same time in a sort of pinching movement like this. Now basically, all the way through the song, you either play it 4 times on each chord, twice on each chord, or once on each chord. So let's go through each section line by line and break it down. The first 2 lines of the song go from C minor to B flat 7, and then C minor to B flat 7 to E flat. For the first line, you play C minor and B flat 7 4 times, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then for the second line, you play the C minor 4 times again, but then the B flat 7 and the E flat twice, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then for the third line, the chords are E flat to G minor to E flat 7 to A flat, and here we play all of the chords twice each, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then the fourth line, the chords are A flat minor to E flat to A flat to B flat 7. And here we play all of the chords twice except for the B flat 7, which we just play once, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's put that all together and play through verse 1. Nice and slow from the top. 1, 2, 3. She keeps a Moet and Chandon in her pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Mary Antoinette. A built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy, and anytime an invitation you can decline. Now we move on to the pre-chorus. In the first line, the chords are G7 to C minor to B flat to E flat. And here we play all the chords twice, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And then the second line, the chords are D7 to G minor to F7. And here we play the D7 twice, but the G minor and F7 once. So the chords change very quickly there, so you'll need to stay on top of it. 1, 2, 1, 2. So let's put that all together and play through the pre-chorus. Caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice, she's a... And that takes us into the chorus. And here the chord changes come thick and fast. For the first line, the chords are B flat to D minor to G minor to D minor. And we carry on playing 2 chords on each, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Then the second line, the chords are G minor to A7 to D minor. Here we play it twice on the G minor again, but then just once on the A7 to D minor, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. And then the next line is where it really gets tricky, because the chords are G7 to F to G7 to C to B flat. And here we just play 1 pluck on each of those chords, like this. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the final line of the chorus, the chords are A to D minor to G7 to C, with a big downstroke to end on B flat. And here, with the exception of that B flat, we just play 2 plucks on each of those chords, like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's put them all together and play through verse 1, the pre-chorus and the chorus from the top, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. She keeps a Moet and Chandon in her pretty cabinet. Let them eat cake, she says, just like Mary Antoinette. A built-in remedy for Khrushchev and Kennedy, and anytime an invitation you can decline. Caviar and cigarettes, well versed in etiquette, extraordinarily nice, she's a killer queen. Gunpowder, gelatine, dynamite with a laser beam, guaranteed to blow your mind anytime. Recommended at the price, insatiable and appetite, wanna try. And basically this song just repeats all the way through: verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, pretty much until the end of the song. The only difference is verse 3, where the chords are played in a slightly different order, like this. Drop of a hat, she's as willing as, playful as a pussycat, then momentarily out of action, temporarily out of gas, to absolutely drive you wild, wild. She's a killer queen, and that goes into the chorus, which you repeat until the end of the song. Put that all together, and that's how to play Killer Queen by Queen. I've been the ukulele teacher. If you have any requests for future lessons, then let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe now so you never miss a lesson. I'll be back again soon with some more great videos for you. Until next time, I love you all, and I wish you the best.